Next project, mid-century modern. Wow. Oh, I can do that. Well, I'm finally up here. And yeah, just cleaning up a little bit and sweeping things out. I have 3 commissions so far that I have to start working on, and yeah, I want to do some fun things in between. So yeah, let me show you what I have right now. It's kind of hard to work in there because the first pieces that I got are humongous as usual, and I wasn't prepared for them to be so big. So thanks. Welcome to the barn. Let's see what happens. Mid-century modern. Let me see if I can make that smaller. It's a china cabinet. This is actually the top. It's a two-tone piece. It has some neat design on the inside that's very intact. These little things are, I guess they're locked, but the keys, I believe, are there. And all I'm going to do to it is there's a few spots where it's a little bit loose. And I'm going to just do a little bit of re-gluing. There's a couple of chips along the bottom where people banged into it. I will fix those. I will make sure that all these trims are nice and shiny. And most of all, I'm going to do something with the top. There's a couple of decent sized diggers in here. And first of all, before I do anything, I have to figure out, is that actually a veneer? Which I'm really, really hoping that it is. Or is it a false, like a laminate? And it's merely a painted surface? I just don't know. So I'm going to figure that out today, and I'm going to just do a little bit of like touching and feeling it and seeing what I get. This is a little bit hard because I don't want to drop them. These are on dollies, kind of good sized dollies. So let me put you down. It's pretty cool. Let's measure it and see how long it actually is. 79 inches. I have to go over it with a little bit of bleach and water because it looks just a little bit mildewed. So I want to make sure that's all taken care of first of all. That's how I'm going to start. So what I decided to do is I'm going to lightly take it down with my scraper because I do believe that I can just simply feel that there is a little bit of wood veneer on the top. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm going to be very gentle. I am going to start scraping it. I don't know if it comes through on the camera. I think I might just go with my sandpaper because I don't want to do any diggers with my scraper, and there's quite a few deep gouges on this. I wanted to talk about the sanding a little bit. Could I have used a scraper? Of course. Yes, I could. But I don't want to nick this with the scraper at all. It's going to be very visible, so I want to be super careful on it. It looks like a beautiful. And my first guess is that it's a walnut. I'm guessing. It has that dark, like painted stain on it. is unfortunate. I mean, it's just what they did in the 50s. So simply because I don't want to mar this beautiful piece. And this finish is going to come off. It's just going to take, a little bit of patience, and letting the sander do most of the work. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just letting the sander go. So that's why I'm going this way. I can see that there are a few chips here, and if you take a look on this side, this MDF does have some crush injury right here. I know you love these old things, but it really isn't alive. So what I'm going to do is I brought my Bondo out. I'm going to go over the sanding for the whole thing, and then I'll go over all the spots that need some repair. The reason I'm using Bondo is because it will bond really nicely with the MDF, and then I'll go over and color correct it and do whatever I have to do. I don't think there's anything really horrible with the front of this finish. So there could be, oh, there's a nice digger right there. So I can repair that and then do some color correction. So I wanted to show you this edge. What I do, it's not hooked up to my vacuum right now, but when I'm moving it and I get close to the edge, now I'm always pulling it up. I'm always lifting it up. What happens is you tend to want to push down when you're using it, so you have to fight that urge. And so you want to pull up, and just let the sandpaper itself do the work. And when I get to the edge, I'm actually lifting a little bit more on the front side so that it's not even touching this beautiful straight line. What I'm doing is I'm actually just lifting and just barely letting that sandpaper go over that edge, and I will show you. Oh, right, it's really been a minute. Um, it's been a while that I have worked on these, but let's keep going today and see how we do. So this happened, and it happened because of the weather. It wasn't like that when they were delivered. So this part I have to fix. And of course, I have to fix it for free because it happened here. So I'm going to just see, if possible, if I can even it out with a little bit of steel wool. And I just don't know. It might not be enough. So before I put any mineral spirits on the front to clean it off, I'm going to do the top where the top has been all sanded. And so first thing I'm going to do is I wiped it down and got most of the dust off, but I'm also just going to hit it with a little bit of mineral spirits just to take the rest of the dust off. I'll probably still have to do some color correction, but it won't be as much. I'm going to mix my own putty, and I've talked about this. This is my favorite. I just like the way it smells, and because I want to try to match that walnut, I'm going to use some burnt umber. I'm going to start with water. I keep a scoop in here so that I don't have to reach for a scoop every time. And I have a separate stirrer. Same thing with the burnt umber. I keep a little stick in there. I don't need a lot. Now, I like this consistency. But if it was too thick, I would just take my mister and mist it until I get the right consistency. I'm going to start by using a little bit of the dye pens. These are just furniture markers. I'll start with the lightest one first and see how that is. Just to get a little bit of base on.